Hello and welcome to Echoes of Elgin, Timeless Tales from the Elgin History Museum. I'm Rebecca Miller, Museum Educator at the Elgin History Museum, and your guide through Elgin's storied past. In each episode, we bring you captivating tales from our city's rich history, exploring the events, people, and places that have made Elgin what it is today. Whether you're a longtime resident, a history enthusiast, or just curious about local lore, this podcast is for you. Our echo today reaches us from September 17, 1995, when former Mayor E.C. Mike Elft tells us that Eastside houses of Elgin conceal tidbits of history. Among Elgin's Eastside homes with a past that are somewhat out of the ordinary are those that once fed the city's labor force. Quote, boarding houses are almost numberless in Elgin, reported the Daily News in 1881, yet all are filled to overflowing. In the years when the Elgin National Watch Company was expanding, many employees ate their meals at large dining rooms in private homes and flats. From a half dozen up to as many as 20 people were served 3 times a day. City directories listed 26 of these eating places in 1885 and 25 in 1892, although there were several others. They were concentrated within walking distance of the big factory on National Street. In some of the homes, rooms were also available. Here's information about some of those houses and others on the city's east side. 314 East Chicago Street. The Lillian opened in 1904 and was especially popular with a dining room boarding house crowd. It had a large dining room in its basement and 19 small suites upstairs. As late as 1927, a Sunday dinner consisting of roast leg of veal with candied sweet potatoes, string beans, salad, pie, and beverage cost 45 cents. There was no sales tax. 1019 St. Charles Street. In 1866, the newly organized National Watch Company, the Elgin was added in 1874, erected 5 4-room cottages to house the skilled craftsmen arriving from Massachusetts. They were located on Raymond Street near National Street. The houses were later sold and moved. This is one of them. 624 St. Charles Street. This home was built for John Spencer Adams, a watch factory foreman. It was the boyhood home of Frederick Upham Adams, who designed America's first streamlined train. 319 DuPage Street. Underneath the modern siding may be one of Elgin's oldest homes, a cobblestone built by C.H. Pendleton before the Civil War. The gable had a sheaf of wheat designed in small stones. The house was cut in 2 in the early 1890s. 33 North Porter Street. A city with heritage such as Elgin has homes with garages that were once barns. The gambrel roof of this carriage house was built in about 1898. It was topped by an ornate cupola. The stalls had a drain in the cement floor which led to a sewer. 275 North Porter Street. This was the childhood home for a brief period of Mitzi Gaynor, a dancing and singing star of movies and television. 475 North Porter Street, Elgin's first prefabricated house, built with steel frame structural units and was erected in just 30 days in 1937. 623 and 629 Prospect. St. Joseph Hospital opened in a large frame house on Prospect Street in 1902. It was vacated 2 years later when a new brick building was completed. The former hospital was made into 2 homes. The front or larger portion is number 629, and the smaller or rear portion is number 626. 638 Prospect. Some neighborhood groceries had living quarters for the proprietor and his family upstairs. Now a 2-flat, this brick building was erected in 1893 for Milton G. Diebert, which explains the MGD on the cornice. There were a number of proprietors over the years. The longest stay was that of the Kunke family from 1910 to 1940. 556 Hickory Place. Sherman Hospital opened in this building in 1888. It was originally located on Channing Street. 825 Douglas Avenue. The next time you open a package of gum, think of Albert M. Price, who once lived here. He became wealthy through his patents on automatic gum production and wrapping machines that protected the gum against air and moisture. 955 South Liberty. Some Elgin homes have traveled long distances. The 10-room Brockhoff house was once at 190 South Grove Avenue. In 1938, it was pulled by a tractor up the National Street Hill, turned south on St. Charles Street to Elgin Avenue, and then east a block. It was set up on a new foundation at 955 South Liberty. Miss Brockhoff sat on the porch in a comfortable rocker throughout the journey. 546 Grace Street. This was the home of Theodore J. Schmidt, a watch factory foreman who was a longtime president of the Elgin Motor Club and a leader in the Good Roads movement. He is credited with originating the, quote, Illinois line, the marked stripe in the center of highways to separate traffic lanes. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Elgin's history. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider subscribing to our podcast and leaving a review wherever you listen. For more fascinating stories and updates, please follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, or visit our website at www.elginhistory.org. Thank you for listening, and remember, history lives on in the echoes of Elgin.